Peace, peace, good people. Bald Head Hierophant here, and welcome to my channel. If you are new to the Bald Head Hierophant Tarot channel, welcome. Hope that you do choose to subscribe and stay. And if you are an OG or a returnee, welcome back, okay? I appreciate each and every one of you, okay? So tonight, I am being guided to talk about Lilith again, okay? And I say again because I have actually already did a couple of videos on her give me just a second. A couple of videos on her energy. So go back and just find those Lilith vids. All of them have Lilith. It's Lilith part 1, Lilith part 2, and I believe that the very first Lilith video, it says Lilith took over my reading. So anyway, just look for the name Lilith in the titles, and watch those if you feel guided to, okay? But I'm coming on tonight because I believe I'm talking to a specific collective of people. Male, female, non-binary, all of that. It don't matter. If you're here on this realm, then I am talking to you, okay? So before I even get started, I want to go ahead and welcome in the sweet, sweet, sweet spirit of love, light, and life. The sweet spirit of wellness and wholeness and harmony. The sweet spirit of darkness, okay? Thank you, sweet spirit, for using me as a trusted and true vessel to bring about a message for the collective that will soon be here to view this vid. Ashe. All right, so look, let's go ahead and jump straight on in this thing, okay? Because Lilith is she's revved up, and I know that she's ready to talk because many of you have entered into her gates, so to speak. I do believe that many of you, especially those of you who are really connected to your feminine energy, or you've had an awakening, so your feminine energy is surging right now, okay? And you'll know that by your emotions, you'll know it by your dreams, you'll know it by certain experiences, encounters. Everybody's way of tapping into that or connecting to it or realizing it is going to be different. But if you're here, you were drawn to this, that means you already know what and how Lilith is showing up in your life, okay? Now, before I even pull these cards, I do want everyone to take the time out, if you haven't already, or if you don't know, pull your natal chart and find out where your Lilith placement is. Find out what sign and or planet you have with Lilith, okay? Because this will help you digest this and understand this a lot easier if you know what sign you have there, okay? Or if she's conjunct with a planet. But I'm going to give a very basic reading. So, whether you know that information or not, if this is for you, then you're going to feel it regardless, okay? So again, I do believe that I'm talking to many of you who may be going through what is called a dark night of the soul, okay? Where you've fallen down that rabbit hole, and it's dark, and you're falling, and you don't know where you're about to land, and you're not landing anytime soon, and you're just like, but you're intrigued by it, as well as being probably a little scared, right? Because within this cycle, within this experience, the dark night of the soul, you're facing different dark versions of you, right? Now, many people are unaware that there's layers to us. A lot of people think that they're just who they are, you know, in the mirror, or just who. You don't understand that you are a multifaceted human soul. So there's layers to you, okay? Well, I said that to say this: because of those layers, there's a different character, a different personality, a different version of you. Each layer you pull back. And see, that dark night of the soul makes you have to address each of those layers. It makes you have to look at all of you, every version of you, the light, the dark, the ugly, the high vibrational, the low vibrational. because all of it is you. Okay, every last one of them are you. Many people shun that part of themselves through you, and sometimes you're shamed into shunning it, right? Shame, guilt, regret, anxiety, depression, you know, family members, being very judgmental, the world, telling you what you should do, what you should not do. All of these things aid in the reasons why many people shun, deny, and hide some of those versions and some of those layers of themselves, right? So I'm going to do a reading tonight, and hopefully I can help you understand what you're going through, or make you be a little more receptive to it. Answer some questions, okay? Hopefully indirectly answer some questions that you may have, okay? So thank you, sweet spirit. Show me clearly what it is that you want us to know about you, Lilith. What is it that you want to speak to the people? Oh, she did turn over. The Black Moon Lilith in Virgo. Black Moon Lilith in Virgo. Having to learn how to release perfectionism, okay? So some of y'all's dark night of the soul may have everything to do with self-sabotage, not accepting that you are good enough, comparing yourself to what other people have said or are saying, or what they don't say, not getting those "you did a good job," those pats on the back, uh, wanting those to define you. See, needing to release that. Because let me tell you something about the dark night of the soul. Those are the things that you're going to be addressing throughout this journey. And it's a never ending story. It's an unfolding. It's a journey. Okay. And on the journey, you will arrive at miniature destinations that turn into another journey. So that's why I keep saying it's ongoing. And if you are unaware of who you are as you're traveling this journey, then you're going to meet versions of yourself that you are afraid of, and you won't even know it's you. Okay, so that's the purpose of tonight's reading. Okay, understanding that it's all you. It's all you. So there's no need to fear. Okay, but awareness is key. Right? Awareness is key. So again, Black Moon Lilith in Virgo. We're talking about someone who needs to go through a process of releasing those strongholds that you have on yourself. Okay? Because again, this is not about anything or anybody outside of you. This is in your own mental. This is in your own mental space. Releasing those. I feel like I'm speaking to people who were essayed, possibly. Okay, of course, that part isn't for everyone, but if I'm speaking to someone who was, it is releasing the damage and the trauma and the drama that's connected to that, because that is why you are a perfectionist. I believe that you are comparing who you are now, where you are now, to the young girl or the young lady or the teen that experienced whatever you experienced, whether it was essay or not. Okay? That Lilith wants you to rise above that. Lilith wants you to release that, because it's getting in the way of you tapping into a power that could help you cast that experience, and maybe even the person, back to the negative nothingness that it come from. Okay, so I know that I am most definitely speaking to a collective of people who that is what your dark night of the soul is bringing up. Memories of being mistreated, memories of being maybe abandoned, neglected, or not protected. Lilith wants you to know that as soon as you release that victimization, as soon as you release that victimhood, as soon as you do that, you will take your power back. You will regain all things that you need to bring down that tower and rebuild the power that was once there, right? Because that's all that happened. You were the power that was once there, where somebody came and took your power and built a tower where your power used to be. And Lilith wants you to tear their tower down. And what does the tower represent? The tower represents whatever happened to you that took your power. Lilith is telling you, listen, you are divine. You are magical. You got everything you need, including me. Not me, bald head Haverford, but me, the Lilith in you, to assist you with calling all of that power, that creativity, that plasma, that darkness, calling it back. Now, for those of you who are unaware that darkness is your light, okay? Because we create in the dark. You don't create in the light, you create in the dark, okay? So darkness is your friend. If you are afraid of the dark, whether it's actual darkness like absence of light, or darkness meaning thoughts, dark thoughts, then that is the work you must do, sitting comfortably in either of those, whether it's darkness, absence of light, or that those idiosyncrasies and those taboos and those thoughts that you have to do whatever it is that you feel like you want to do to, one, release those attachments that took or gave the illusion that it took your power, okay? And you tap right on back in and you connect to the power. Okay, so that perfectionist energy, I believe that it is a mask that you wear, or it is a energy or a trait that you have adopted due to whatever happened that took your power. Stop comparing yourself to that situation, okay? Stop. Understand your ethnicity is perfection. Nothing else is needed. Nothing else is needed. You are already the art of perfection. You didn't lose that because of what happened to you. Tap back into your natural, authentic perfection, because the perfectionism that you're moving in now is connected to what you feel like you lost during certain encounters and experiences, okay? So let's pull more. I hope that everyone is following me, okay? I'm also getting, I could be talking to people who are turning a number that equates to 6, like 24, 33, 30, 30, what did I say, 34? No, that's 37. Oh yeah, 33, I'm sorry. 42, 60, 51. I'm talking to those. Some of you may have just had a birthday. Okay, or maybe you had a birthday this year. You just turned your 6 number this year, okay? And again, that could be as early as, I don't believe that I'm speaking to a 6-year-older. I know no 6-year-older is on my channel, but you could be the mother of a 6-year-older, okay? And I'm not going to say that she or he aren't moving in an energy of trying to figure out who they are, okay? So if you are a mother or father to a 6-year-old and you see a little deviant energy moving through them, Just understand that that's them trying to place their darkness, okay? So you're going to see that same thing again come 15, because 1 plus 5, we're talking about a 6 number, okay? So 15 equals the number 6, right? So your 15-year older may be experiencing some sense of rebellion, okay? Understand that's her trying to place her darkness, try to understand where she fits in, okay, with that darkness. So then we're going to move on up to 24, okay? Because that's the next 6. So on and so forth, okay? So again, some of you may have just recently turned one of those numbers, or you could have a child that's one of those numbers. It doesn't matter as far as the number is concerned. Just understand that that is a number that is connected to Lilith, okay? Dark energy goddess, and she's trying to find her place, or we are trying to place her where she belongs in the version of ourselves that we are today, okay? Because we change, and as we change, she shifts and changes within us, okay? Show me more and show me clearly. But 33, those of you who have turned 33 or will be turning 33, that is a master number, okay? So you're definitely going to be tested to see what you have mastered since 24, okay? So be on your P's and your Q's. I'm a big believer that everybody should be journaling and jotting down and documenting their life. Because how do you know what you are still struggling with or what you've grown from if you are not gauging your growth? Okay. If you are appreciating this message so far, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, sweet Sister Lilith, show us more. Show us more. All right, Adam and your higher self. Okay. So she wants me to talk to the men. She wants me to talk to the fellas. I believe these are the only 2 male cards in this deck too, but it says multiplication and Adam. Multiplication and Adam. Your higher self, dark divine father of creation. Many of you are for sure going through a dark night of the soul. I believe that you are trying to shed experiences that may have even happened to you, okay? Shedding experiences that maybe your younger, more ignorant self casted upon someone, okay? And I don't want to get too deep on what these experiences could be, because I'm definitely not trying to trigger anyone. I just want to activate your power so you will know how to release these things and replace them with your divinity, right? So I believe that for these 2 cards to have come out, I believe that I'm talking to a collective of men. And hear me out, ladies. Let me pause that. The men might not even be here. But I do feel like many of you are going to receive phone calls, emails, text messages, or face-to-face encounters with men who are trying to clear and clean their slates, because they're going through a dark night of the soul too. And in the process of them going through their dark night of the soul, they have to make amends with people that they hurt. They have to swallow their pride and get that masculine energy out of the way, that egotistical, prideful, mannish energy out of the way, and come face to face with some of the dark things that they've done, okay? Or some of the dark things that have happened to them. So don't be surprised if you get that text message, hey, can we talk? Don't be surprised if you get that pop up, hey, I'm sorry to pop up, but we need to talk about what happened, right? Don't be surprised, because the men are trying, not all, but a lot of them are trying to rise to their highest and greatest versions as well. So Lilith definitely wants me to let it be known that some of you are going to have that tough conversation. And yes, some of you are going to have to assist spiritually with releasing these people from that disdain, because these people may have done, these men may have done things to hurt you. Little things, big things. Place the energy where it belongs. Only you know the intricate details, okay? And if this is resonating with you, then your mind is already, your intuition is already churning and like, I know exactly what she's talking about, right? But they're trying to level up to their higher selves as well. And the only way that they are going to be able to get there is they're going to have to atone. Many of them are going to fail because their ego won't allow them to come to you and ask for forgiveness. Many of them won't lay their pride to the side and hold themselves accountable. Accountability is going to be a very big factor for men as they try to make it through their dark night of the soul. They're having to face where women are accepting and adapting to their Lilith energy. The men are being chastised by her, but they can't get through the gate without facing her. And the way that they are facing her, their dark night of the soul, is making them have to face the women that they've hurt. A few of them are going to have to face people that hurt them, men that have hurt other men, okay? But there is only a few that's going to make it through that and get back to their divine masculine selves. Some of them have already been ruined. Men, if you're here, some of you have already been so tainted. You've tainted your body with drugs and alcohol to numb the pain, to numb the accountability, to numb the responsibility, to, try to get that experience out of your head, or to, avoid being divine. So you're living in your lower self so you don't have to face or ask forgiveness to females that you have hurt, okay? Nevertheless, I do still see that there is an elevation trying to happen with the collective of men who have hurt or been hurt. So whether you are needing to put yourself in a position to ask for forgiveness, mentally, emotionally, vibrationally, spiritually, and maybe even verbally, physically, or give someone forgiveness. See, the forgiveness is not about them. It's about you, because you are trying to elevate to your highest self. But you have to release something or some things that you either did or that happened to you, okay? Show me more, sweet spirit. Thank you, Lilith. Take it. Black Moon, Lilith, and Leo. Allowing your light to shine. There is something that is trying to be born out of you, or reborn, or relit. But it can't until you release. This is just, now this is not just for the men. This card came out in representation of whomever. The energy is Moon, Lilith, and Leo, meaning there is a spark, a flame, a jolt, a magnetism, a radiation that is trying to come out of you. It needs to come out. It has to come out. but it's only going to really show itself as masterful once you release. Show me clearly. What is it that they need to release? I feel like there is something very specific that she is wanting to say through me. Show me clearly, Lilith. There's an alchemy that wants to take place. Anger. Okay. Energy and passion. Look at that. Some of y'all are so angry. You're so angry that the anger controls you. And see, Lilith doesn't like that. Lilith said, look, I don't listen. I can't move through you if you got other things moving through you. See, I can only be divine and move through you when you release and let go of all of that other stuff. There is a divine feminine power that wants to move. And listen, man, I say divine feminine. We all have feminine and masculine energy within us, okay? So don't feel no type of way because I say feminine when I'm speaking to you all, okay? You're imbalanced if you're not moving in unity, in unison with your divine feminine and your divine masculine. There is I'll show you, I'm getting a download. So many of you are misusing Lilith's energy. You're misplacing it. You're using it as anger. You're using it to go out and have meaningless sexual encounters. You're using it to, you're getting her energy misconstrued with your, give me the word, misconstrued with your, powerlessness. You think it's passion that you're feeling, but it's really powerlessness. I know that does not make sense. She's going to give me more information to unfold that. Like fake power. What you think you're moving in and calling it passion and calling it liberation is fake power. It's like you're hiding in behind experiences and circumstances, and she wants you to release all of that so you can really feel her magnetism, so you can really move in it. Okay? Show me clearly. Show me more. Show me clearly. I feel like I was saying something before this came out because let's fit. Okay, Venus, Black Moon, Lilith, and Sagittarius. But I'll talk about these in just a second. Oh gosh, I was saying something. Mars, drive. Oh, anger. Many of you are angry. And you're so angry that you don't understand that it is eating you alive. But Lilith wants you to know that you can transmute that. You can transmute that anger and that anguish. And I just got to say what she said. To sorcery. I know somebody was like, oh no, I don't know, but you got to keep in mind, Lilith is an alchemist. She's not a part of this mundane, fearful, oh no, the doctrine said, the narrative said, the Bible. She's not into none of that. She's a free spirit. Y'all are caged in your bodies, and your bodies have been doused with information that was forced on you to stop you from using powers that would help you free yourself. I digress. There is an alchemical process that is trying to take place in all of you who are resonating with this. You're in that dark night of the soul. You've jumped down that black hole. But I think you've hit a spot in that black hole where you feel stuck. It's dark, you feel stuck, and you are afraid. What you're stuck on or stuck in or stuck in between is anger. That's what she's saying. So, earlier when I said that it's not a destination, it's little journeys. And on each of those on the journey, you're going to experience little miniature destinations. And then from that destination leads to another journey. Okay. Well, it's the same thing on this dark night of the soul. You have fallen, you've landed somewhere on that dark journey. And you got to address something right there because you can't go no further. There's some releasing that has to be done, okay? So let me lay these down and focus on these. So Venus and Black Moon, Lilith, and Sag. So I literally just said that you're going to have to, number one, face some things that happened. Face some things that you've done. The only way that you're going to really tap that power within and free yourself from the anger, free yourself from, whatever these imperfections, these mere mortal imperfections that we deal with, you're going to have to get up to your heart chakra. Because, see, that's what Venus is all about. You're going to have to feed that heart chakra. Many of you need to go through like a self-inventory. You need to take inventory of your life. There are some people, places, things, cycles, behaviors, and patterns that got to be released. They just got to be released. You have to go through this process of elimination. It's so many things that's in the way. I can see them. They're showing up as like black dots, like black dot and a white spot, black dot, white spot. And I am just keenly aware of what those dots are. And it's a lot of dots. I know you're like, what? We can't see them. I can. And I know what they represent. So the love, the abundance, the beauty that you really want to tap into, and you really want to move in there wholeheartedly, and you really want to just exude that energy, but you can't because you're going through this dark night of the soul where you're having to face these versions of yourself, and these versions of yourself don't necessarily want to come up and come out and show themselves because it makes you have to deal with them. And some of y'all, I'm feeling resistance energetically. You don't, either you don't know how or you don't want to do it because you're fearful of the emotion, you're fearful of the anger, you're fearful of the explosion that might come out. But Lilith is saying, yeah, that's me. Hey, let me out. That's what this whole thing is about. You're restricting her by not allowing this energy to come on up and come out. You're at anger and you're stopping at anger. Lilith is saying, yes, yes, get angry. That's me. Let's get angry so we can move that. That power that you're feeling, that's what's going to move the anger. That's what's going to address that. I really hope that you guys are understanding what I'm saying. There is quite a few of you that are going through or are feeling a very Nine of Wands energy, meaning you are just standing and looking at everything and you're tallying it up and you're asking yourself, do I even really want to still do this? Do I really want to still be feeling this way? What is everything that I've done to get to this point worth it, or do I need to start all over? Fuck them wands or hold on to them wands. You're really at a Nine of Wands crossroad in that rabbit hole. during your dark night of the soul. It's a layered experience. Welcome to life, right? I really, really do hope that you guys are enjoying this. I hope that you're resonating with it, and I hope that your own intuition has you thinking and contemplating and creating, accepting and receiving, releasing, all those things, some of those things. Place the energy where it belongs. Only you know which of those that are named that you need to do, right? Show me more. But I do know beyond the shadow of a doubt, for each of you, there is a union that is trying to happen with your Lilith and your Venus. And that is a combination of your feminine energy, your divine feminine, man and woman, divine feminine energy, trying to rise above the fuckery, trying to rise above the hurt, trying to rise above the pain, trying to rise above those things that are making you feel imperfect. Because as I mentioned with the very first card, you are already perfect. You're trying to get back. You, the human you, is trying to get back to that authentic part of you that was just naturally authentic, naturally perfect, naturally unblemished, naturally untainted before something happens. See, I know I'm speaking to someone's who have endured some things, so you feel dirty. You don't feel your perfection. Again, because you're weighing yourself or tallying yourself up to who you became after these experiences. Whether the experience was something that happened to you or the experience was something that you did to someone. A lot of times, both of those, the outcome for both of those be very similar. The victim, the perpetrator, end up at some point feeling the exact same way. I'm speaking to both. I can see victim energy here, victim of whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything heinous. As I mentioned earlier, it could be big, small. But I also see perpetrator. I see someone who wants redemption. I see someone who wants to level up. You want to tap your higher self. But some things that you've done in your past are stopping you. You're angry at yourself. Because every time you close your eyes, you see what you did. And you may not even be that person anymore. But that's a layer of you that you have to face, right? Free yourself. And the thing about freeing yourself, see, it really should be spelled YOURCELF, because yourself, there's so many selves, just like there's so many cells in our body. There's a lot of selves, because each time we experience something, encounter something, do you know that if the who you are at that moment can't digest the experience, then you create another version of yourself to protect that version that could not accept what just happened, whether you're the victim or the perpetrator. So imagine how many people are walking around with multiple personalities. Okay, so that's how those get created. I don't want to go too deep. Show me more, Lilith. I'll show you. There is very much a energy of wanting to be queen bitch, mother bitch. Somebody is wanting. Lilith is definitely supporting and promoting you getting back on that throne, you getting back in position, you tapping back into that royalty, that spiritual royal bloodline. See, a lot of y'all don't even know who you are because you've been in the world. You've been so engulfed in the world, in the mundaneness of the world, and you really think that's life. You really think that's Ooh, this is like, no. There is a, look at that. I love this Queen Jezebel. Let me sidebar right quick. I don't know if many of you understand who Jezebel was. We know who she was uh portrayed to be, in the Bible. We know, what religions have called her out to be. But see, Queen Jezebel was just someone who was not going to let you do something for nothing. And yes, she used her ability to seduce. She used her ability to, her authority. She used her power. She used her intelligence. She used her beauty. She used everything that the divine is supposed to use to make sure that she gets what she wants. And because of that, the men of that time considered her, um, oh, honey, many things. But we'll let you know, Jezebel, a harlot. They call them silly women in the Bible, witchcraft. I mean, they called her so many things. When in reality, she just beat men at their own game. Ultimately, that's what it was. And when you beat a person at their own game, then they play victim and call you the scammer or call you the scoundrel, right? So the energy was no different back in those days. That's all they did, was got angry at her because she was able to use a very divine mystic energy to get exactly what she wanted, and she never backed down. Okay? Well, there is a level of that is available to each of us if only we used it. Now, that's where knowing where your placement is comes in, right? You know what version of Queen Jezebel is within you, okay? Because Queen Jezebel is just another name for Lilith, okay? Based on where your sign is. So go back and watch my vid where I'm going through the elements. I think I did part one was Lilith in water and earth. Part two is Lilith in air and fire. If you don't want to go back and watch my vids, then just do your own research. Again, go find your Lilith sign. Astroseek.com, astro.com, cafeastrology.com, and there's a plethora of other natal chart generators. You need your birth date, your time of birth, preferably, and the city, state, country you were born in. Okay, it's going to give you all of your information, but you're specifically, because of this particular reading, you're looking for your Lilith placement. You want to know what sign you have there, what house do you have it in, and if you have a planet that conjuncts her. Okay, that's how you know your power. That's how you will know how Lilith is trying to project herself through you. This is how you'll know how she's trying to assist you, okay? The house that she's in. She's already telling you where she wants you to be a little more liberated, a little more aware, a little more conscious of how you move in that house. She's in every house. Everybody has her in a house. That's why your time of birth is going to be vital, because you won't be able to get that calculation unless you have the time of birth. You will find out what sign you have Lilith in, and you will find out what planet is conjunct her, but you will not be able to find what house she's in without um, the time of birth, okay? If you don't know the exact, if you know that you was born at 2:30 in the morning or around 2:30, that's fine. It doesn't have to be exact, because she doesn't change every minute on the minute, okay? So if even with the houses, if you were born in the 7 o'clock hour, your mom can't remember the exact time, or maybe it's not on your birthday, but she knows that it was around 2 or 3 o'clock a.m., put that in there. Put that in there, okay? But that is how you find out where your divine feminine power really is saturated, okay? in that particular house. Let's just do an example. Someone has Lilith in okay, we'll just use one here. Lilith, Black Moon Lilith in Sagittarius in the third house. Well, we know the third house is Gemini's house. Okay, in that house, something is going on in that house where she don't feel free. She feels restricted there. So she wants you to free yourself in that house and live by your own philosophy. Create your own rules. Create your own vows. Do you. Because that is Gemini's house. And Gemini is a house of freedom. It's a free spirit house. Well, if you have Lilith there, in Sag, in the third house, she wants you to speak your mind. That means your power to transform, transcend, transition, transmute is going to be in the power of your tongue. It's going to be the way you communicate. Okay, she wants to come through you through the way through the way you communicate. So she wants to live through us all differently. So that was just an example, okay? I want to pull a few more cards. We're 45 minutes in. Show me more, Lilith. Oh, didn't need all of those. Actually, I'm not going to take any of those because they were all doubled up. And I just want one card at a time. One card at a time, Lilith. Show me more and show me clearly. I believe also that many of you may have had, look at that. Look at that, look at that, look at that. What did I say this reading was about? What did I say at the very beginning? That I knew that many of you, the collective of you, were going through a dark night of the soul. And look at that number. Look at that. I could end the reading right there. Another card flipped over with it. Okay. Division and integration. I believe, well, I'm going to focus on this one for a minute because for some reason, as soon as I saw this, I felt Libra energy. Matter of fact, I felt Libra and Aquarian energy. There is something that you've mastered, Libra and Aquarius, specifically. I'm talking specifically to those of you who are Libras and Aquarius. Not necessarily Libra and Aquarius in Lilith, just Libra and Aquarius, period. You may just have a lot of Libra, Aquarian energy in your chart. Or it could be either or. There, because the card says separation, it also says division and integration. There is some type of merge that I feel like is trying to happen with you, Libra and Aquarius. Not with y'all coming together. You individually, personally. There's a merging. And the merge isn't... She said it's not a merge. It's something that you're supposed to do, moving in harmony. She doesn't want you to do that. She wants you to do that, moving together in harmony, not merging. Not merging, okay. I hope this is making sense to whomever is resonating with it. I do believe that if you are here, if you're still here, then you know exactly everything that I'm speaking of. You have compartmentalized everything that I said. You know where it goes in your life and how it resonates. Ashe. Because there is a lifting up, there is a freedom, there is a awakening that is happening for the man and the woman. And it feels like it's going to have to, oh, this is getting deep. because I feel like that she's saying this has to happen in unison. That's the harmony, maybe. So I don't know if this is happening personally or this needs to happen on a collective level. But look, look, look. There is a look at that. She's rising. They're rising. This is going to have to happen together. There is no rising of the male without the rising of the female. And there is no rising of the female without the rising of the male. I believe that's the harmony. This isn't a merge. This isn't a merge. This is a harmonious uprising. And each of you who are experiencing the dark night of the soul, y'all are the ones that are going to have to do this together, because not everybody's going through a dark night of the soul. It's only it's a collective of few. Everybody doesn't experience the dark night of the soul at the same time. But if you are experiencing it at the same time, a man and a woman, it's almost like y'all got to find y'all's mates within this journey, spiritually, vibrationally, on a frequency level. Not necessarily you find somebody who's going through and y'all, oh, we found each other. It may happen like that for some, but it doesn't have to happen like that. It could just really be a recognizing and an awareness that you're going to have to do this together vibrationally. Ooh, that anger. Okay. So I'm feeling like I hear her saying that this is not the time to hate that man that mistreated you. Y'all gotta rise together. You're there to help him. He's there to help you. Ooh, that's gonna be a hard one for a lot of you. I know, I know, I know. I can only imagine. But I feel like Lilith is saying both of y'all gotta do it at the same time. And for some of you, this is a man that mistreated you. This is a man that you have immense disdain for. This is, because see, this is not about him trying to tread over you or lead you. This is a harmonious uprising. Nobody's over nobody. It's almost like y'all need each other. The only way to rise up and lift off spiritually, energetically, cosmically, in order for this alchemical process to take place, y'all got to do it together. That's why I sensed earlier that this is a forgiveness. This is a forgiveness, but not because, oh, I love you so much. It's okay that you did. It's not that. It's a harmonious uprising. That's all I can keep saying. Because I'm feeling like y'all are interconnected. See, now I'm speaking to a set group of people who you are going to have to face this uprising with someone that you may have hated, a baby daddy, an ex-husband, a dad, an uncle, a boyfriend. It is going to be somebody that, because see, that's the test anyway, right? How we treat people who have harmed us or pissed us off or mistreat us, whatever they did, how we operate with them when it's time to practice that art of forgiveness. Like, will you do it? I know that this could be triggering for some, so let me take the time out right now for those of you who may be very triggered because your situation may be a little more intense than someone else's. I send you love. I send you strength. I send you harmony. Lilith is not a god, but she is a guidance and an assistance, and she is she is divine feminine power. So if you need some of her type of power, This is her reading. So I wouldn't say to go to another feminine energy. I wouldn't speak on that in this reading because I am doing a Lilith reading. So of course I'm going to promote and support tapping her power, asking for her guidance. Just like if I was doing a reading of Oshun or Isis or the Morgan or Bridget, you know, then I would support and promote their name being called. Okay, so this is Lilith's reading, and her message is very clear that there is a there's an uprising that is trying to happen in the name of Lilith, and it's going to take the men and the women coming together, rising in unison. Mm-hmm. Also, and this is not to deduce men, but I can tell that it's going to be more men. It's way more men that are going through this dark night of the soul, that are trying to reach their higher selves, that are really going to have to go through this releasing, asking for forgiveness, accountability. It's more men than it is women. Mm-hmm. A lot of you men are in need of forgiveness and are in need of one type of woman, because multiple men have fucked over a certain type of woman. She represents that one type that multiple men are going to have to, and I'm going to say exactly what I just heard her say, bow to. I know a lot of men are not going to want to hear that, but that's a part of the accountability. If you want to, if you're really trying to rise in your higher self, the divine feminine energy must be honored, revered, worshipped. Until that happens, there's going to be turbulence, discord, and that level of darkness that is spooky, okay? The kind of darkness that goes boom in the night, that scares you. This reading feels like it was all over the place. But then again, it doesn't, because it all came together, even though it was speaking to certain sectors, and then it came together again, and then it, but I feel like, again, if you're still here, it made sense to you. If you clicked off, I get it, I understand. But for those of you who have watched it in its entirety, I do think you know exactly where to place all of this. I'm going to pull 3 tarot cards. They would have to fall out, but I'm going to take them because that's what wanted to come out. The Page of Pentacles. My baby girl card. These cards, I need a new deck of these because this deck is so old. And the 9 of Pentacles. Ashe. The Page of Pentacles is someone who sees a new opportunity. First of all, let's take the time out to appreciate the fact that they are pentacles. I love when pentacles come out, okay, because the pentacles lets me know that there's a material gain in everything you do with the pentacles cards. There's a material force. Excuse me. There's a retrusting of your body. There's a retrusting of your gains and your attainment. It's something about that. Something is coming in. There's windfalls and stability and grounding in things when those pentacles come out. So the Page of Pentacles is shown herself, which lets me know that there is a new opportunity that is going to be made available, or an opportunity that you're going to make available. And with that opportunity is going to come a level of attainment, new ideas, okay? Rewards, spoils. This has to be done. This unfolding of the dark night of the soul, and even though it's an ongoing story, if you just stay the course and you allow this uprising, you're going to start to see some stuff. You're going to start to see the fruits of your labor. Give me one more card. Thank you. You're going to see the fruits of your labor. And the labor is so spiritual, but it's so beautiful. The Six of Swords. The word on the bottom of that says detachment. You're going to be leaving, releasing those things that are causing you to feel powerless, restricted. Men, some of you men are going to run straight to the women that you fucked over and say, look, please forgive me, for I knew not what I did as I was doing it back then. That ain't who I was. That's not who I am. You know, that's who I was, but I'm not that person anymore. And for you ladies, there is a level of, she said, don't say that. She said, go back to the throne. That's what she just said. Go back to the throne. Detach, release from all of it, and go back to the throne. Do your forgiveness. Accept the forgiveness from the throne. Let them come to the throne and bow to you and ask. And when they ask, give them accept their apology. Give it to them. Do it from the throne. That's going to make sense to somebody. That's going to make sense to somebody. Okay. I'm tired, so I'm going to end this reading. Until next time.